Hey guys, welcome back. Today's video I want to talk about building an army for a base and not really forcing any one style of army onto anything, right? So let's take a look at a base over here. Now, this base with the air defenses on one side, the queen separate from the town hall, separate from the eagle. There's a lot of basic fundamentals with this base, so I like this as an example. So when I break down this base and I see the air defenses outside and not a whole lot of point defenses around them, right? This one down here, obviously not so much. That's a pretty strong point defense. But the rest of them, I like to queen walk these little sections, right? Especially when there's these negative dead spaces here around the town hall, because then these things don't have a chance to pick me off as I get into here. And, they're designed to basically lead you away from anything valuable. So if you're trying to come in this direction, the likelihood of you coming down this way is pretty high, or coming up this way is pretty high. So initially I was thinking queen walk 12 o'clock all the way up to, 12 o'clock, 9 o'clock all the way up to 12. But I decided against that because this little area down here between this elixir collector and this wizard tower, if there is a Tesla inside of here, then there's a likelihood that my queen could walk down to 6 instead into the single target inferno. Now it's possible to still make your raid work going that direction, it's just not what I wanted to do. So I decided instead, since I wanted to come down through the eagle into the town hall, to start a queen walk here at the lab and cut a funnel here. I chose an E-drag when I probably could have got away with a baby drag, and then cut the funnel on this side as well, and then charge the base with a wall wrecker into the town hall and a jump into the queen compartment here. And because of this isolation of defenses, I decided to bring a handful of balloons and 2 haste spells to drop on this cannon, and then haste my way into this area and take this out so my troops don't have the temptation of going over there. Okay, so let's check out the raid. The troop tier, I decided to bring 3 witches instead of a whole bunch of bowlers because of the single target infernos. And I just felt like with my heroes coming in down this narrow path, if I got the wall wrecker right, it would come down on the eagle side of this wall here, and it would keep the troops nice and tight, and I'd work my way down into the town hall. Sometimes if you keep them nice and tight like that, then you don't need a whole lot of troops to push through really fast. So let's take a look at the raid. That's a Coco Loon to test for a bomb before I put my E-drag down, just in case. I didn't want to run into a Black Sam. Same thing over here. I put the giant down to help tank for my baby dragons so that the archer tower doesn't target them. And here I decided to use my healers on my golem because I really wanted that deep push, and I want that golem to be alive as long as possible, and that's going to help keep my wrecker alive, similar to an HGHB. So witches down, king down once I'm satisfied with my funnel. Everybody's now moving in. Even the baby drags are doing quite a bit of work considering the amount I invested in protecting them. Here they go. And that baby drag ate a black mine right there. It's going to help save one of my healers. Hound CC, of course. Hound baby. Pretty much the standard at this point. And we're pushing our way down into the base. I put a rage spell in lead so that when my wall wrecker busted open, those troops would be ready. Now I drop the balloons just because I see that inferno targeting troops. And there's 1 haste spell, there's 2. They're going to come around. I jump spell into the queen compartment and hit the king ability. He's clearing out that compartment pretty well. Unfortunately, the healers are taking a lot of fire from air defenses because the queen, she got hung up behind thanks to the hound. I popped her ability there because she was getting awful low. Let's go ahead and take a look at what's going on down here. These 2 witches came up here for that one building. Ridiculous. Okay. I still have basically a 3/4 health golem I mean, you know he's half health there, but then he busts into 2 little mini golems and yada yada. I raged the queen here, total waste, pretty much swagged it. She ends up running back out of that compartment to help clean up for the king and the golem. I get a little bit fortunate with those witches having gone around the top side over there. Their skeletons have come around to help clean up some of this trash over here and some of these defenses. And looking at what's left in the base, I was thinking I really need those skeletons to get out in front of my queen to help protect her. But it didn't happen. The archers at the top kind of got out there and tanked a little bit. It was pretty fortunate timing because this raid probably would have been a fail. And so there goes the queen, cleaning up as she does. I even have skeletons coming from the top. It's just skeletons everywhere. The troops are very confused. Okay, and that's that. Be perfectly honest and put it out there. It's pretty lucky, but I'll take what I can get. So my second hit was not as fortunate. Let's take a look at the base. So this is the base, and again, I wanted to queen walk into the town hall. And if you look at my troop tier, I have hogs. Now with the hogs, the idea for me is I don't like the hog bases unless I can get the king and the queen. So with that in mind, I knew I could queen walk the king over here and work my way from 9 o'clock over to 12, bust in here by the cannon with a funnel cut on this side into the town hall, and also get the queen during the walk because her range reaches outside that wall. Jump spell here, and then hog the back end down this direction. Alright, let's see how it plays out. I'm going to ×2 because it is a queen walk and it takes a long time. So the loons and the baby drag for the funnel. And of course there's a Tesla there. See, I was worried about if I started my queen here instead of a baby drag and tried to baby drag this building, that I wouldn't, if there was a Tesla here, that the baby drag wouldn't get it and it would suck my queen this way into that single target inferno. So queen's down, healers are down, badly placed healers into the range of that archer tower, but the queen takes it down before it has a chance to take them down. Now my queen steps up. Once she activates the king, I use the rage. I didn't want to use my warden with her here in fear that he would get targeted by something ridiculous, although I guess that wouldn't happen. I put the minion back here because the queen just walked past that building, and I didn't want to have that be a 99% fail because of that. So now the warden's down, and that's to help take out the enemy queen without a rage. I cut the funnel with a P.E.K.K.A, and I actually used 2 hogs over there, but they died right away. I have 14 bowlers to get all the way through the base. They took some damage there, but with the healers, they get right back up to full health. This guy has a soft CC, so it went down pretty quick, as does the town hall. Let's slow it down a little bit. So it's looking pretty good here. I'm feeling pretty confident. I put the hogs down. They run into a spring and a giant bomb. And they're slowly working through the base. Everybody got all my healers up pretty much. No, I guess that's only 3 healers. But I have a ton of troops just running all over the base, taking everything out systematically, but the queen walk was long, so I'm short on time. Big giant bomb trap right there. Probably about half my hogs were dead, but I did have the heal so I could save the other half. And then they run into another giant bomb and a skeleton trap. And they take down the last mortar, and it's looking pretty good. Queen's about to wall break out. Bowlers are coming up here for that dark elixir spell, dark spell factory, and we run out of time with 98%. So I guess the lesson to learn there is if you're going to do a really long queen walk, start your hogs sooner, or just don't do as long a queen walk maybe. I don't know. Anyway, I think that's going to do it for today's video. Thanks for checking it out. If you have any questions, go ahead and ask, and I'll try to get back to you. All right, thanks, guys. I'll see you in the next one.